Hey everybody, welcome back to Lettermen Row. I'm Austin Ward, joined by my good friend Zach Boren, former Ohio State captain and our defensive guru here at Lettermen Row.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's what you call me. I was gonna say I don't know if that's my title, but that's what you call me.
We need you a permanent title so that I can get through the intros more smoothly than this. But we've gone through all year just raving. I have been ranting and raving about how good Chase Young has been, the sacks every single week, getting in the Heisman race, and then finally there was a game where it didn't quite happen for him. Michigan devoted a lot of attention to him, a lot of bodies to him, and they kept him out of the stat sheet except for 2 quarterback hurries.
Yeah, Michigan paid so much attention to Chase Young, right? And we also saw as the game went on, Michigan was throwing a lot of play action, right? A lot of quick passes. Michigan definitely went into this game with a game plan focused around Chase Young and how do we slow him down, right? You saw it early on, but the thing that I love is that Chase Young doesn't have any tackles, has a couple quarterback hurries, but look at what the other guys did, right? There were other guys who stepped up when Chase Young wasn't making that big play. Other guys were, and that's what makes a great defense. As a defense, there can't be one player. Granted, for the whole season, it's basically been one player, right? That's been the standout. But this team is firing, and especially the defense, is firing on so many different cylinders, and it's great to see when Chase Young. And when people focus on him, the other guys are stepping up.
I think it's tough when I've talked about this Heisman race. Defensive ends have these games. Sometimes they have several games where they don't make a sack, but he's still impacting the game. And I think especially when we look at some of these clips that in that second half, you could tell that Michigan was still aware where he was on every single play, and he was still trying to impact Shea Patterson's thinking. Like the impact doesn't have to necessarily be just for him in the stat sheet.
Here's the difference, I think, and this is what everyone needs to look at, is that so many games this year, Ohio State's jumped out to that early lead, right, and put the other team at a disadvantage where they have to come out and throw the football to catch up. They can't sit there and run the football. There's never been like that tight game. Everyone's called against Penn State, but still Ohio State was dominating that game from the very beginning. I think this past week's game was the very first time, and you saw in the first half, where they were actually going a little bit toe-to-toe, right? They were throwing some haymakers at him, and Ohio State was answering the call and throwing haymakers right back at him. But as a defense, Michigan could still run the football at you and still pass the football, and they were never kind of with their backs in a corner until the second half, right? Second half, Ohio State really jumped out, and you saw the lead start to widen, and that's when as an offense, they have to start making plays, so they have to start throwing the football, and that's where you saw Chase Young get after the quarterback. That's where you saw Shea Patterson falter because he had to drop back and throw the football, and there was no, hey, we're going to fake play action run, and actually the Ohio State defense buy it because of the advantage that Ohio State had at that point. There was no way Michigan could do anything but throw the football.
It also helps if you can hold Chase Young and not get any flags. But
that's very true.
I don't need to get Zach.
That's a shocker.
We'll throw that into the clip later on and get Zach worked up right after we roll the tape. All right, Zach. Over the course of a full game, you're not going to stop this guy even if he doesn't get a sack. And this one was wild. I don't know how this wasn't called intentional grounding when it 100% was.
I have no way either. He said he was out of the tackle box. There is no way he's out of the tackle box right here, and there is no wide receivers over here. But hey, Chase Young, this is what you saw. You saw Michigan slide to him most of the time. He's going to punt. The guard's going to punch here, and then as soon as he punches, just to give anything, the guard's going to slide as fast as he can back over here. Obviously, you see Chase Young just manhandle this tackle. Guard is late getting over here, and he splits him and puts pressure on Shea Patterson right here. How this isn't intentional grounding, I have no idea.
Yeah, it might show up in the stat sheet. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but I think Chase Young would get a little bit more credit. If the grounding goes, maybe we're having a different conversation.
You would think, and it doesn't even get past the line of scrimmage. No. On all facets here, there's nothing even close for this to not be called intentional grounding. But obviously, the Zebras wanted to call a clean game on Saturday, not have many penalties, right?
Yeah, and I don't think it was. We'll talk about that again later on. But this is maybe, Zach, when you look at this, we've seen Chase Young deal with double teams all year, and they're hard. When you look at this guard trying to get over, Chase Young with that first step we've talked about a ton of times.
It is, and this is what you saw Ohio State's, this was kind of their change of game plan going into the second half, right? We saw a lot of zone coverage at the beginning of the game, but here they're going back to, hey, this is a good old cover one, which we've been playing, right? Linebackers playing you on the running back. One of them takes him. The other one's firing on a delayed blitz. You've got man. You got Jordan Fuller playing cover one up here. All these guys are playing man coverage, right? Now you're getting more pressure. Now you're putting Chase Young on an island with a tackle, unless they want to double someone and someone else is going to be completely open. A lot of times it's Malik Harrison. You see him running right here, right? And you've got linebackers that can play man-on-man with a running back. So this is what you saw them go to a lot in the second half. This Ohio State's, this is their bread and butter this past year because you also have Pete Warner who can line up on a tight end and play him man-to-man coverage.
Yeah, that looked more like the Chase Young and the Ohio State defense that we've grown accustomed to all season. You go on, he had 2 hurries, as we said, in this game. Shea Patterson, that clock sped up. We could have looked at a lot of his other incompletions in the second half, but this is just Chase Young again being Chase Young.
It is. In the last 2 plays you saw, they were both in the second half, right? And you're seeing this again. Man coverage, cover 1, right? You're going to have man up on the tight end right here, on the backs, me on the backs, and it's Chase Young. Go get him, right? It's a whole defense line, right? Here you actually see a little bit of a blitz. My bad. This is the one where Jonathan Cooper comes out and pulls the running back. You saw Ohio State go to this actually a couple times in the second half, right? You're bringing pressure just from this side to give Shea Patterson a different look than what they had, right? But it's still getting Chase Young one-on-one. The guard can't come out, especially with the game up front and Baron Browning bringing the blitz, right? This is where Chase Young just eats, and this is where he's been eating all year.
Yeah, that's... If you have a one-on-one with him on the edge and a passing down, good luck to you. That one is game over. We've seen that all year. I've wondered as we looked at some of these plays where he didn't get there, kind of why that predator package, they do call it that, where he was standing up against Wisconsin. Like, we haven't seen it again since. And I don't know if they're saving it. They'll unleash it on Saturday night. But it's like, you want to get him in as many favorable matchups as you can.
You do, but there's different ways to get it, right? You saw it so many times last year and even this year. They've gone to a certain package. Well, there's different variations of it. Yeah, you can see him stand up, but it's just being able to give them a different look, right? You're bringing a cross and blitz right here, dropping Jonathan Cooper out, and you're still getting him that one-on-one matchup with not him standing up. So as an offense, as Shea Patterson, a lot of times you're like, okay, he's standing up. Normally there's some kind of game. Normally there's some kind of pressure. Gotcha. This is their way of showing it with Chase Young still having his hand in the ground, right? And you're seeing this cross blitz right here, which when Malik Harrison fires right away, this guard is got to sit on him. So you see him. He's got to post down with that inside foot, which leaves a huge gap right here for Chase Young. And that's the reason why you do it, right? And if Chase Young decides to go outside, Baron Brown would come inside. And I guarantee you, if Shea Patterson were to roll out, Baron Brown is going to play over top and Chase Young's in here getting pressure, right? There's just multiple ways to get pressure. And hey, as a DB, as a linebacker, when you're playing man coverage, especially when you're dropping your defensive end on the running back, it's easy to play coverage when the guy's got 1 second to throw, maybe 2 seconds to throw the football, right?
Yeah, it works that way. All right, so Michigan had some success early. Let's see how they did it. Chase Young not being able, this is a player, I think 3 different bodies touch him at some point, and misdirection towards his side.
They do, right? And this is one thing where Ohio State, as a defense coordinator, as defense, you say, hey, congratulations, Michigan, you got us, right? You see there's a game inside here. BB Landers is on a slant. Chase Young's on a slant inside, right? You see the linebackers coming back, filling in outside here to play leverage. But, hey, they just outmanned them, right? You're going to see them pin. Pete Warner's the one who gets stuck inside, right? They're playing man coverage over top. Damon Arnett's going in motion, and he's got to get through all the traffic to get over top of them. It's just, hey, Michigan, great call. Malik Harrison got his eyes inside when he's supposed to be playing outside leverage here. It was a good call. Like I said, you can't win every single down as a defense. Hey, we called the wrong play at the wrong time. It is what it is, right? Especially when you're slanting this way. If they were slanting this way, it would have been perfect. But they're slanting this way. Linebackers get caught inside, right? Pete Warner gets his eyes stuck inside. And you're playing man coverage over top here. Akuda's obviously going to go, and you just have a couple bad angles.
All right, so they get that score. Another one would come later on as Michigan was kind of throwing some haymakers. And as you've said before, you want to get punched in the mouth sometimes and see what you're made of. And this is one where, I don't know, punched in the mouth or held in the stomach, however the right way to look at it is.
Yeah, especially, I believe this was the third drive of the game for Michigan, right? The first one they score on the reverse, and then, Ohio State takes the ball twice and scores, and this is their third possession, right? And here you're seeing that same motion that, hey, for Shea Patterson, this was a game plan that you saw in the first half. They did a lot of motion to show, hey, guys, they're in man coverage, trying to get them confused. Michigan knows that when we're playing that cover one, which we've played so often, this corner will drop back to middle field. Jordan Fuller comes down. It's kind of our way of doing it. Listen, there's a little miscommunication here. Sevyn Banks thinks he's playing man on the guy who's going in motion. He thinks Jordan Fuller's going to fill in on Peoples-Jones. He obviously doesn't. Damon Arnett's supposed to play man right here. It's a miscommunication. Like you said, it's one of those things, hey, Hitting the mouth. It's a thing. Hey, we got to make an adjustment to it. We have to communicate better. You see Jordan Fuller trying to communicate, but here, Sevyn Banks. This is what you get when someone hasn't played much all year. Yeah. Normally, it's Sean Wade, and they're normally all on the same page, right? You see a new guy fill in, and it is what it is, and he gets beat on the inside, which especially man coverage, where's the one place you don't want to get beat? Inside, right? And especially we don't have that cover one safety because Damon Arnett's running after a guy in motion. Hey, Michigan got us again.
All right, but tell me about this right here.
I knew this is where you're going to go, right?
You
hey, listen. This
got his arm right here.
Listen, a hold here. Look, I even think the guard here clips him a little bit too. How this isn't a penalty, I have no idea. It goes back to the Zebras and not wanting to call a hold all game long.
But we're obviously going to watch it. He's the best player in the country.
He is, and they held him twice, right? When I was watching the game on Saturday, I was like, how do they not call this on the first one, right? The first one right here, and then the tackle's going to come back and pull him again right here. I mean, 2 times the tackle gets 2 holding, holds him twice. And how they don't call it either time, I have no idea.
All right, if you can hold Chase Young, you might have a chance of slowing him down on Saturday night in the Big Ten Championship game. Otherwise, he's going to be in the stat sheet again. I guarantee it. And Zach Boren will be talking about Chase Young right here next week on Lettermen Row, BuckIQ. For Zach, I'm Austin. We'll see you then.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe below to get the latest videos from Lettermen Row.
We got Lettermen Live. We've got the practice report. We got rapid reaction. Hey, and we got BuckIQ with Zach Boren.
For sure. We got recruiting breakdowns with Berm. We got whatever you need. Ohio State football and Ohio State athletics. We've got you covered here at Lettermen Row.